celebrating 100 episodes on the Reimagining Success Podcast. Hello there, my name is Anna Lundberg. I'm the founder of One Step Outside, author of Leaving the Corporate 9 to 5, and host of the Reimagining Success Podcast. And this week I'm delighted to announce that we're celebrating our 100th episode. So I've been going for almost 2 years now. I launched the first podcast, the first few episodes back in December 2018, and I've loved the journey so far, and of course look forward to continuing in the future. But this week I'm going to be looking back at the top 10 most listened to podcasts episodes. So do check that out over on the Reimagining Success Podcast. That new episode will be out on Thursday as ever. Above all, of course, I'd love for you to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Now, this is a podcast that really complements the content that I'm putting out to you here in video, on the blog, in the Facebook group, and all the other channels where I'm active. But of course, if you're anything like me, you'll appreciate the really practical, convenient, inspirational, instructional, educational format of podcasts, which is so incredible now to be able to listen on the go to these fantastic, inspirational people all around the world. It's certainly something that's become part of my own habit, and it's something that I hope you can embrace as well as part of your learning experience. Now, if you're not familiar with the Reimagining Success Podcast, it's really a mixture of big picture inspiration around my philosophy of challenging that conventional definition of success, which we may have inherited from our parents, school, work, society, and the bubble in which we live, really expanding that definition away from the conventional path of, first of all, focusing on work in any general sense, but secondly, also more broadly, focusing on, or more specifically perhaps I should say, focusing on a particular type of work, that 9 to 5 structure, the Monday to Friday corporate full-time job and so on, which of course has been perhaps put into question a little bit this year in 2020 with everything that has been going on. So big picture inspiration, philosophy, but above all also really getting into the nitty-gritty of how you can go about reimagining success, defining what that looks like for you personally and professionally, and navigating that journey out of the 9 to 5 and into working for yourself, designing a business that's going to give you the freedom, flexibility, fulfilment, and of course financial security as well. If you have been listening, of course, I want to say a massive thank you for sticking with me all this time, following me on this journey, or perhaps you've just recently discovered it. I would love to ask you a favour, which is to write a rating and review. Over on Apple Podcasts is the main channel, I believe, where you can do that. I'd be so grateful. It really helps me, of course, to rank in the Apple Podcast Store and to help other people find the podcast as well, or share your favourite episode. I'd love to hear what you've been learning and what you've been enjoying over the past months and even years. And of course, if you share that with someone else who might want to listen as well, that would be fantastic. I'd be very grateful. But again, many thanks to those of you who have been listening. I hope it's been both inspirational and educational for you. And I look forward to continuing. As I said, I'll be sticking with it. We've been doing weekly podcast episodes ever since December 2018. Again, celebrating 100 episodes right here this Thursday. And I'm looking back at the top 10 most listened to episodes so far. And I guess I should say here's to the next 100. So if you're not familiar yet, if you're not subscribing, then head on over to your favourite podcast app. You can search Reimagining Success. Anna Lundberg is probably a good search term as well, or you can go to the link below as well. So thank you so much for being a listener. Welcome to any new listeners, and here is to the next 100 episodes as well. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week. Bye for now.